Hello and what is up guys, and welcome back to another video from Screencasters. And today I'm going to be doing a deck profile of my Metalfoes ZINGS to the channel. Now before I get started, one thing I want to point out is I have done some duels with this deck, and if you guys want to see Metalfoes ZINGS in action, there'll be a link down below or on the top right side of your screen you can click on. So you guys can see the deck in action there. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started with the deck profile. So of course, we got 3 Jiatu. He's kind of self-explanatory. You need him to make your deck go. He's a really good card, very integral. And you can pop a Yang Zing on your field to summon them from the deck. And if you have 2 Yang Zing cards in your hand, you can discard them and summon 2 Yang Zings to the field and start your synchro climbing shenanigans. We also play 3 Chaiwen. I really like Chaiwen. He's a level 1 tuner. He's reoccurable, so if he's in your graveyard, a Yang Zing's destroyed, you can summon him from the graveyard, but he gets banished. But that doesn't really matter because you can cycle him back with your Omega. So those are the Yang Zing tuners of the deck. We're also doing 2 Beyond and 2 Sawani. These cards are really good because they help facilitate some of your synchro levels. So you can synchro with Beyond with your Chaiwen to make a Herald, and that Herald can't be destroyed by battle because of Beyond's effect. If you synchro with Chambara, synchro into Chambara with Sawani and Chaiwen, it'll gain 500 extra attack boost, so that makes it a little bit beefy, plus the attack boost it gets on itself, which is pretty good. They're mainly there to either pop with your Metalfoes cards to go into Jiatu, or you can use them as synchro material and give your synchros some really good effects. I'm also playing 1 Bixie. Bixie's pretty good in the Paleo matchup because if you make your Chao Feng with a Bixie, that Chao Feng cannot be, it's unaffected by traps, and your opponent can't use water monsters effects on the field, which is pretty good against Paleos, good against the Toad and stuff like that. It's a really good card, and trap immunity is actually really good this format. For the Zefras, we got 3 Zefra Nui, and then 1 Zefraxi. Zefraxi's only there because of Jiatu, because if you synchro with Jiatu and Zefraxi, he goes to the extra deck, so you can pendulum summon him back out and reuse them. However, with the new Link mechanic, I'll probably cut Zefraxi, but when Link summoning is available on YUGIOH Pro, I will be having a new update specifically for that format. But for now, these are the Zefras I'm running. Zefraxi is a level 3, which is pretty good. Zefra Nui, the reason you play him is because he's like one of the best Yang Zings. When he's pendulum summoned or when he's destroyed, you can search out your pillars, which is your own Solemn Judgment, which is pretty damn good. Also, he's a level 6, so if you synchro him and Jiatu, you can go into Baxia, which is by far one of the best cards in the deck. We're doing 3 Gold Driver, pretty self-explanatory, 3 Silvered, 3 Steelin, and 2 Volflame. The reason I chose this ratio is because they're all searchable with your Painful Decision, except for your Volflame. However, you do need your scales. They're very integral by popping your Yang Zings and letting you go plus off it, so that's something, and being able to pendulum summon from your hand is very, very useful, because even with the new Link mechanic, you can still pendulum summon from your hand, which is really good, especially for this deck, because you don't exactly need your extra deck pendulum monsters, but it's still very needed. It's still very helpful, actually. So that's it for the Metalfoes stuff. They're just really good to help enable your Yang Zings get their effects off instead of relying on your opponent to like swing into them by battle. And last, the main deck, we got 2 Red Res. I don't play the Speedroids because I'm pretty sure Top is going to get banned, or not really banned, but limited. So I feel Red Resonator is a much safer call, especially with all things considered. He's a level 2 tuner. You use his effect, normal summon him, special summon your Silvered, or so any level 3 monster that includes your Zefraxi, your Beyond, anything like that, and you get a free Danglong, and if he's special summoned, you can gain life points equal to 1 monster on the field's attack points. So if you have an Omega, you special summon Red Res, you gain 2,800 life points, which is not a bad thing at all. Plus being a level 2 tuner, he's pendulum summonable, so that's really, really good. So that's it for the main deck. Monsters on for the spells. Starting off with the spells, we got 2 Painful Decision. This card's really good. It searches out your Metalfoes stuff and dumps them to the graveyard, which helps make your Mithrilium a lot more alive. We're also doing 2 Twin Twisters, mainly because back row is a big problem this format, especially with the Solemn cards, with Dimensional Barrier, and all stuff like that. It's nice to snipe it and then start your plays, you know. For the 1-0s, we got 1 Yang Zing Path. You only need 1 of it. It's a dead draw going first, but it is discardable with Jiatu, so that's something. But it cycles back your stuff and you draw 2 cards. We're also doing 1 Oracle. Oracle is a really good card. It helps complete your scales if you don't have the Baxia play. So use this to search out whatever missing skill you have. For example, if you have a Stealing in your skill, he's a skill 8, you can activate this Oracle and then search out your Zefra, which is a low scale. However, the only issue with that is you can only pendulum summon your ZINGS. So you can just pop it when you're done pendulum summoning your Zefra. It'll go to extra deck with your Metalfoes Stealing. So it's not that big of a deal, but it's really good to search out your pieces and to search out ZINGS to discard with your Jiatu. For the last of spells, we got one Metalfoes Fusion. This card's really good. It's a free +1 if it's in the graveyard. It's something you can always search out with your Metalfoes, so it's a really good card, helps go into Mithrilium, and just really good in general. So that's it for the spells. On for the traps. The trap lineup is pretty standard and simple. We got 3 pillars, your own judgment, incredibly searchable. You need 3 to play in this deck. And last the main deck and last the traps, we got 2 Metalfoes combination. You don't really need too many Metalfoes cards. Like, the only things I can search out with my Metalfoes are these 3. However, because of Mithrilium, you essentially have double that amount. Because 1, Fusion is almost always searchable because it shuffles itself back, so it counts as 2 on its own. And you can shuffle back the Metalfoes combination with your Mithrilium, so you can use them again. So you essentially have about 5 or 6 Metalfoes cards you can search out with in a given cycle. So that's it for the main deck. That's it for the traps. On for the extra deck. We only play one XYZ monster, which is our number 38 Titanic Galaxy. You can make him by overlaying 2 Boxias, which is very, very easy and common in this deck, because you can be turboing out those cards very easily and very quickly. So having a free negate for spells to help protect your skills is really damn good. I also play one Mithrilium. It's the only fusion I play. I am considering putting an Orichalc or an Alkahest in here, but Mithrilium seems like the best one to me, because not only does she floats if she's used as synchro material, but she also cycles back your cards and lets you bounce a card, which is really damn good, and it being a level 6 is pretty useful, so that's something. For the synchros, you got one Chao Feng. He's your win condition against Paleos, as well as any attribute-specific deck. Like, you use him against zoos. With any Earth monster, they can't activate Earth monsters' effects on the field, which is pretty good. Helps against Trident and stuff like that, but he's pretty good, and he floats. For level 8s, we got one Scarlight, one Ignister, and one Omega. They're pretty good. They're generic. You can make Ignister with Jiatu and Zefra Nui, so that's something. He's pretty good in the Pendulum matchup. Omega is a really good card. Cycles back your Chai Winds and stuff like that. And Scarlight helps you burn free game, which is pretty useful, especially with the amount of power this deck has. We're playing 3 Boxia. You need 3. This card is super great. I love this card. It is the main power play of the deck to pop a Metalfoes combination to complete your scale and reborn, whatever Zing you need to help complete your scales and let you able to pendulum summon. So it's a really good card, and the shuffling is super amazing. So you need 3. No way not to play 3 in this deck. Also playing one Yazi. I really love Yazi. It's a really good card. He can't be untargetable. And if you make him with Suwani, he gains 500. So he's a 3100 beater scrap dragon that cannot be targeted, and he floats. So that is really scary. We got one Stardust Charge Warrior. He's really good. He gains 500 from Suwani, so he'll become a 2500 beater that can sweep over all special summon monsters your opponent controls. And he'll let you draw a card, and he's level 6. What's there not to like? We're playing 2 Danglong. Danglong is super good. It's one of the most powerful cards in this deck, and I love the artwork. It has a really, really unique and cool looking artwork. But yeah, Danglong's really good. You can only summon 1 though, but you can synchro Danglong into pretty much anything. Anything can go into Danglong, and when he leaves the field, he floats, which is really good. And when he touches the field, he can search your pillars or any Zing card, so he's really good. And the fact that he can also modulate his own level, and he's a tutor himself, makes him just borderline broken. I love this card. You need him at 2, you don't need 3, because extra deck space is really tight. You got one Chambara, helps steal games. Whenever you're going for the OTK, you summon Chambara and you're basically halfway there for game. And last, the extra deck, we got one Herald of the Arclight. This card is really good. It cannot be destroyed by battle if you use it with Beyond as material, and it's pretty much a win condition against any lawn mowing deck, because if this card's on the field and your opponent activates lawn mowing, every card they send to the graveyard is essentially banished instead, which is a very, very big deal. So really good, and you need them in this deck. So yeah, that is my Metalfoes Zing deck profile for March. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As I said before, if you guys want to see this deck in action, check the description box down below or click one of the cards on the top right side of your screen so you can see this deck in action. It's a really fun deck, I really do love it. There will be an update for when the link mechanic is available on YUGIOH Pro, so stay tuned for that. And of course, if you guys want to see some epic and amazing tech cards for this deck, check the description box down below. You can see a long list of possible tech cards that you can try out for this deck yourselves. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like the video, comment the video, and subscribe to my channel, which is Screencasters, for more epic and amazing videos similar to this one.